Liverpool, Manchester City. This is a big game. This has always been a big game. This is a huge game. Maybe not always, but since City became the force that they are right now. But in this day and age, this is the big game. I think this is the biggest game in the Premier League right now. I don't think it's United versus Liverpool. I know there's some Liverpool fans would say it's United, but when last United won a title, or a trophy at that, Man City are the team to beat. The build-up for Chelsea was big. Chelsea fans were bullish. They fancied their chances of picking up a win. Some said 3-0. Some said otherwise. Some said a draw. I even predicted a Chelsea win. But City went out there and they did their thing. They were convincing. Maybe not as convincing as they were against PSG. But to be honest, PSG put out a quality performance where they weren't overly defensive and they had Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. You lose to those guys, you shouldn't be mad. You should actually just clap and say, wow, great football, man. I enjoy the game. It's a pleasure gracing the field with you guys. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to whine about losing to PSG. It's still early. It's still very, very early. As for Liverpool, 3-3 draw against Brentford. Not the best performance, but I think Brentford really matched Liverpool's intensity and their goal-scoring prowess, and they picked up a well-deserved draw. But Liverpool, they do have to do better in terms of their defense. They got to tighten up back there. In the Premier League I'm talking about, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So don't come back with, oh yeah, but City conceded 2 against PSG, huh? What about their defense? Man City have not lost a game in the Champions League group stage since 2018. Let that just sit and digest. 2018. So why am I going to get upset about a loss against PSG? I'm not. When during that time, United have gotten relegated to the Europa League, lose to Young Boys, lost the Europa League final and all these things. Like, why? You see what I'm saying? I don't need to worry about the PSG loss. So if you're wondering, and if you're talking about that right now, just stop it. Liverpool, a great performance against Porto. But then again, that's Porto. This is a team that you bully almost every time you play them. But nevertheless, it was a good performance. A lot of positives to take away from it. Curtis Jones have been playing well. Salah has been on fire. Virgil van Dijk, you know, coming back to full fitness, has been playing well. Robertson had a great game. He has been, you know, a bit lackluster this season, but great game. Trent Alexander-Arnold could miss the game against City. Milner stepped in and did a great job. Joel Matip has been solid. Alisson Becker has been solid. Fabinho has been solid. So it's a good game. You know, Mane has been in, you know, putting them in, even though he's been missing a lot of them. Jota, so-so form. Firmino off the bench is a positive. Who knows, he can start against City. So Liverpool do have, I think, more positives coming into this game than negatives. Thiago may be injured. Trent could be injured still for the game against Man City. But in my humble opinion, I think it could be a blessing in disguise for Liverpool. Maybe Trent for his attacking prowess would help. But in defense, yeah, I'm going to mention it again. It would be an Achilles heel. So it's going to be interesting to see how Milner or Gomez, whoever plays in that position, would fare against a Jack Grealish, or let's say if a Raheem Sterling starts. That's going to be a battle to watch. That's definitely going to be a battle. In terms of other battles, Sadio Mane, he would be up against Kyle Walker. That would be a fun one. Cancelo against Mo Salah. Ruben Diaz against all these guys. You know what I mean? And it's going to be interesting to see how Man City deals with, or let's say how Virgil van Dijk deals with the Man City forwards as well. So anyway you put it, all over the fields, there'll be key battles And it's going to be a very, very, very intriguing game of football. In the midfield, who's Pep going to go in with? Is he going to go in with Rodri or Fernandinho? Who is Klopp going to go in with? Curtis Jones could start this game alongside Henderson and Fabinho. So, look, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a very, very, very good game of football. It's a very difficult one to call. But as a City fan, I am going into this game very confident because I think we look good against PSG without being successful in the end. And against Chelsea, we were damn good. And if you check our Premier League record so far this season, it has been stellar. 6 games, 5 clean sheets. I know Liverpool have been unbeaten, but look at City's defensive record in the league. Yeah, we conceded 2 against Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. If you cry about conceding to these guys, you're not from Earth. You see what I'm saying? So, look, it's a huge game, man. It's a game that could make or break either one of these teams' season in terms of the psychological edge, the advantage going into the rest of the season. Because if Man City are able to beat Chelsea, beat Liverpool, that'd be a big advantage. I know for me it would be an advantage in terms of how the Liverpool fans approach me, how they talk to me, and how they address me. Because for the Chelsea fans, listen, the only thing they could rebuttal with right now is the Champions League. The Liverpool fans, they come with the Champions League as well. Because if we go and we check the record from last season, we're going to get into this right now. We're going to get into the head-to-head and things like that right now. But let's bring this game up. Let's bring this game up and let's switch back to the other view. Let's go. This is a huge game. This is as huge as they get. This is as huge as they get. I know overall head-to-head Liverpool has the better record, but that's like in terms of, let's say, the Premier League being around about 30 years in terms of the top Premier League rebranded. And that's the record that they're sharing right now because we're on the Premier League website. It's not the first division and all of that. But I can get that information for you as well. 48 games played, only 11 wins for City, 20 for Liverpool, and 17 draws. So it's been a very close contest over the years. 16 home wins for Liverpool, only 2 away wins for Man City. So the chances of Man City going on to win at Anfield, especially with fans there, it is very slim. But one of those 2 wins at Anfield did come last season, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. It was in front of nobody. Nobody was there, only the staff and the media crew and all of that. But to win at Anfield in front of fans or no fans, it's still a big achievement in my opinion. But when you check the head-to-head record across the last 10 games between these two teams, we don't want to get too deep into going back to 1890 something or whatnot. We're not 1920s. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to talk recent form. We're going to talk the relevant things. Liverpool versus City across the last 10 games. Liverpool have lost 4 times. And they have drawn twice. They do have 4 victories of their own, with 2 of those victories coming in the Champions League. That's the last 10 games. I could go back further, but that's the last 10 games. 2 victories coming in the Champions League. Yeah, you got us there. I got to give it to you. The 4-3 at Anfield, that was a mouth-watering game. I could remember that one. That was a great fight back, and I thought City could have get something from that game. The 0-0 at Anfield back in 2018, we should have won that game. I remember Riyad Mahrez missed his penalty. We should have won that game against Liverpool. And I know you guys are like, yeah. You know, so City have performed well against Liverpool, and I think they have the psychological advantage coming into this match. 4-1 last season. Do I need to remind you guys? 4-1. Gundogan with a brace, but Salah did equalize after Gundogan scored, and then Gundogan, Raheem Sterling, and Phil Foden, that goal, that was one of the most amazing. That goal, I got up and I went wild. Phil Foden, absolutely phenomenal. Gundogan even missed a penalty in that game. So it could have been 5. It could have been 6. I'm not going to say 7. But that was an emphatic victory. And the other game that was played at the Etihad, a 1-1 draw. Previously, a 4-0 win for Manchester City. No fans, July 2020. So it's like Liverpool fans were saying, yeah, we were punch drunk from celebrating the title. That's the reason why you won 4-0. But then what did Man City go and do? Beat Liverpool 4-1 at your own stadium. You see what I'm saying? So, look, these are just things to just, you see what I mean? Community Shield win, 2-1 win at the Etihad, the 0-0 draw at Anfield. So, Man City has really performed well. The 3-1 loss to Liverpool back in November of 2019, that was something, right? That was something. I was talking up that game in my live stream, talking it up, and then we went there and we got our ass taken to us. And that's the season when Liverpool won the title. So they had us that year. They really had us in that game. They were on fire, absolutely on fire in that game. So there's a lot of things I could talk about here. Talking about head-to-head. Jurgen Klopp versus Pep Guardiola. 21 matches, 9 wins for Klopp, 9 wins for Pep, 3 draws. Oh, this is good. This is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets. Pep versus Liverpool, 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses, 3 draws. This is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets. I know the Liverpool fans are confident as well, coming off of that big win against Porto. But Manchester City are also confident where they could put aside the PSG loss and they could take what they did against Chelsea, come into this game, take the game to Liverpool, and possibly pick up another W. This is a great game. This is a great spectacle. Recent meetings, you see them right there. Form guide. Both teams in very good form in the Premier League. With City with a better form in terms of their last 5 games, even though they do have a loss and Liverpool are unbeaten. But Man City have been scoring a lot of goals. A lot of goals and haven't been conceding. Man City have not conceded any goals in their last 5 Premier League games. Would they concede against Liverpool? Maybe not. Maybe they will. Would Liverpool concede against Man City? I'm certain they will. I'm certain. I am certain they will concede goals. It would be a hell of a game. Let's just take a look at what they're saying in terms of, did you know? Man City have won this exact fixture 4-1 last season, ending a run of 17 away league matches without a win at Liverpool, drawing 5 and losing 12. City have not won consecutive league matches at Anfield since January 1953. Wow, records are going to need to tumble here. Liverpool have won just one of their last 7 Premier League matches against reigning champions, drawing 2 and losing 4. Beating Man City 3-1 in their own title-winning campaign of the 2019-20 season. Mo Salah has been directly involved in 6 goals in his 5 appearances against Man City at Anfield in all competitions, scoring 4 and assisting 2. So he'll be a player to watch. Man City's Raheem Sterling has scored in 2 of his last 3 Premier League matches against Liverpool, having failed to find a net in his first 8 outings against his former side. The referee will be Paul Tierney, assistants Lee Betts, Constantine Hatzidakaitis, whatever you say his name, man. Mike Dean, the 4th official. Look, I just hope there's no VAR drama. I just hope there's no big controversial moment where we're going to be talking about it for a couple of weeks. Oh, it should have been a penalty. It shouldn't have been a penalty. It should have been a red card. It shouldn't have been a red card. Whatever. I want to have a clean game, a fun, open game of football where these two quality teams are going to go up against each other. It will be an open game of football. As you guys know, Man City do play well with the ball and they do have the possession most of the time. Some people are going to be like, no way, Man City are going to outpossess Liverpool in this game or whatnot. But I think Liverpool would have to be the team that would have to play most of the game without the ball for the initial stages until maybe they could find a way to get back in the game. But Man City and Liverpool, they are similar. They're teams of similar ilk in that they press very well off the ball, and when they have the ball, they're very, very dangerous. Most times, these teams concede is on the break. Teams catch them on the break, catch them with their, running back towards their own goals, and they get in. That's how these teams get caught out. Liverpool's Achilles heel seem to be putting balls down into the box. Just send a ball from the corner area down into the box, and they have the defense in a whole spot of bother. So I hope Man City was actually watching the game against Brentford, where you'll need Mahrez to do some of that. You'll need Cancelo, Grealish, these guys, to Kevin De Bruyne to get the ball in the box. Kyle Walker, I hope you're paying attention. Get the ball in the box against Liverpool. If Liverpool are paying attention, catch City on the break. With Salah, Mane, guys with pace. Catch him on the break, get in behind, and you score. Easy. Very, very easy. Because City does play a high line when they're in possession of the ball. Simply because they have possession of the ball most of the times and they could afford to do that. But when they lose the ball high up the field, when they fail to actually pass the defense, a quick break could catch Man City sleeping. That's the key. I think this will be an open game of football, and we'll have a lot of goals in this game. We will have a lot of goals in this game. And how confident I feel about winning this game, back-to-back games at Anfield, it is very difficult to do. City have not done it since 1953, as you saw, I read, or you heard. I am confident, and I am getting a lot of confidence from the Chelsea match last week. I think we could actually... Liverpool won't be as defensive as Chelsea, but it could also help where in the Chelsea game you saw when they came out the shell, it was chances galore. It was chances galore. This is a huge game. This is a huge call I'm making right now. Huge call. Huge call. I'm gonna have, listen, I'm gonna have to go for a Man City win here. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna have to go for a thriller. City to win the game 3-2. It's either gonna be a 3-2 win for City, in my opinion, or the game is gonna end in a draw. I don't think we're losing this game. If we do lose the game, it will be a hell of a Sunday, because I'll have to come live, talk about it. The Liverpool fans will come out in their numbers, multitudes of Liverpool fans, and they'll really take it to me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going for Man City to win back-to-back matches at Anfield against Liverpool. I'm confident. I'm confident. Really confident. I think City has to bounce back after that loss to PSG. It's either going to be 2 losses in a row, or City bounce back, or draw to just neutralize the whole thing. But I am confident.